That's super interesting. Do you have another kind of facet you want to talk about here? We have like 10 more minutes and then we'll do a little bit of Q&A.
Yep. Yeah, even, I guess, so still staying on forgetting then. So transience is one aspect of that, but you can look at how things are forgotten as well. And like one is, I guess transience is basically what you might call decays over time. But another one could be interference, which is to say, if I ask you to remember the number 7, and then I start saying like 8, 9, 6, and then we talk about other stuff and do this. All this stuff has interfered and distracted you from what that number was, although hopefully you can still remember 7. It was a pretty easy illustration. But the idea would be if there's other similar events, like, if there are lots of people who are getting resuscitated, like maybe the disciples confused Jesus' resurrection with Lazarus or something like that. But ideas would say there really wasn't that many things to interfere. This was a pretty unique event at that particular time. And so it's not likely that Jesus' resurrection got forgotten due to interference. Just like with decay, with transience, it's not that far off. So it's not likely either. There's also, I guess, retrieval theories of forgetting to say that we don't have the cue to help us retrieve it. This can happen in real life with you meet a friend who you always see at uni, and like, I guess maybe at the uni, I'm trying to think what you were in New York nowadays.
University.
Yeah. Australians tend to be a little bit more casual than Americans.
I like Australian language better than American English, just saying. So, and it sounds cooler. So.
Yep. There you go. Thanks. But so let's just say you meet a friend and you're used to seeing them dressed a certain way, but now you see them, maybe they've just come from work and they're wearing winter clothes, and you're like, oh, I recognize you. But because there's something different about them, or like they've had a haircut, you're not able to retrieve like who it is and make the connection. And so you could say the same thing about Jesus' resurrection. Would there be some sort of retrieval clues that make it distracted, less likely that disciples remember it? And I guess once again, because I think it's likely a unique event, a bodily resurrection in the midst of history, there's not likely to be things here that got confused with that retrieval memory of it. So they would likely be able to retrieve it all right, and it should be accurate in that one regard, and you have to consider other factors.